Hi, everybody. Welcome to Grace-Filled Budgets. My name is Jenny. This is my very first YouTube video. I'm very excited. If you could see me, I'd be doing a happy dance. I have watched YouTube videos about budgeting for years and years and years. And I never thought I had really much to add until I started looking around, and there's not a ton of single moms with a low income that share their stories, share their budgets, and I thought, if somebody could learn one thing from me, that would be great. I am new to the filming, so excuse anything that shouldn't be there, or the lighting or anything like that, and excuse my one hand because I don't have a tripod yet, so I'm holding this with my other hand. So that being said, let's go ahead and get started looking at my budget for this month. So there is my income source, and the total is $1234.62. So I get paid bi-weekly. So I get paid every 2 weeks. That equates to, 26 paychecks a year. So my first line item is groceries, and the budget is $150. Now, I have not increased my grocery budget in the last year or more. So we'll see how this one works out, and we'll go from there as budget, groceries have increased. You can see the date here, 4/29/22, and groceries are crazy expensive. This is for me and my son for 2 weeks, and I eat breakfast and lunch. I bring both of them to work. So that's for me. My son actually eats breakfast and lunch at school, which is awesome. And we eat most of our dinners at home. We kind of just started that. We're really new at that. And honestly, it's saving us a ton of money. So we'll keep doing that because we have big goals. But more on that later. And my gas budget is $120 for 2 weeks. Now, I live in the middle of nowhere, and it takes me 40 minutes to get to work, 40 to 45 depending upon the traffic. So that's why you're like, Jenny, why is your gas budget higher than mine? Or maybe you're saying lower than mine. Higher than mine. It's because I drive a ways to get to work. Most of them interstate miles, so that's kind of helpful. The next line item is restaurants, and you see I have $50 for that. We used to spend $200 every 2 weeks on restaurants, and that's great if that's something you enjoy and something you value, but it was hindering me from actually making some goals. So I thought, we need to reestablish this, and we went down from 200 to 100, and that was great. And as things have gone on in the last couple of years, I have not had the same experiences with restaurants that I have in the past. I thought, we waited for an hour to get a table, and then our food came and it was just fine. I felt like I could cook a lot better than some of the food I'd had at restaurants. Now, don't get me wrong. I do like a Five Guys cheeseburger, okay? And their Cajun fries. If you don't eat them Cajun, you're doing it wrong. So you will see us use that possibly at Five Guys, but other places too, when we have events and go out with friends and things like that. On to tithe. I am a Christian, and I do believe in tithing 10% of your income. So there's our tithe, our line item. We are actually not regularly attending a church right now, so that will go to places and organizations that I feel like God's laid on my heart to give to, and that could be locally, that could be internationally, lots of different places. Next item is my IRA, and my IRA is actually with Vanguard, And I've just started that in the last year and a half, and I feel like I finally feel like a grown up, you know? Finally feel like a grown up. So there's my IRA contribution. It's $49. Contribute something. If you can't contribute 49, I think I started out at like 20 bucks. Seriously. Contribute something to your IRA. Your future self will thank you. Okay, next is my car note, and you're thinking, gosh, that's a cheap car note. Well, that's actually half of my car note. I pay it every 2 weeks, and that way I get, like one more payment in every year. So that times 2 is actually my car note, which is still really cheap and what I'm comfortable with. Miscellaneous is $20, and that's for anything that comes up. If my son has something at school that he needs money for, or, whatever it is. Some little things come up all the time. Next is $20 for me. That can go anywhere. That can also, honestly, that's really kind of been in miscellaneous. And if you see right here, the whiteout, it's because my priorities change regularly, and that's okay. It's okay for your priorities to change. Like I used whiteout on all of this because things had changed from the last time I looked at my budget. Sometimes I will, do them like several months in advance, and then I come back and look at it when I'm closer to receiving the check, and I think that's not important anymore, or I can't do that right now. This needs to take precedence over something else. So this is why you will see white out on my tracker. Next thing is Mother's Day. There's $50 there to buy my mom something for Mother's Day. I already know what she wants. It's even less than that, so we'll use that money and we'll take her out to dinner and put it probably together with our restaurant and buy her something special, make her feel special. So the next is contacts. No, I do not have a sinking fund. I have a love-hate relationship with sinking funds. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. You'll see. Contacts, $85. Oil change, $70. It's usually a little less than that, but we're just giving a little bit of a buffer in case that's gone up and I don't know about it. So envelopes, I don't really do cash envelopes. I think I might start doing a few, but they're going to be more with like savings challenges and things like that. Sinking funds. Okay, here's my emergency fund. $300 toward that. Honestly, I'm trying to build it up to where I am comfortable leaving it and not contributing anymore. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that other than the more money, the better for me. That's my thought process. I don't think that's like necessarily the most healthy thought process, but we're going to try it. Travel challenge. I actually have this savings challenge book from Beautifully Me and You. She has a great channel. She does cash stuffings. And I have the little, like the mini one. It's $1,000 or less, like a bunch of different challenges. And it is so fun. Like it helps me really to save money and make it a priority instead of being like, oh, well, I'm going to Austin in 2 months, but I don't really need to save it until a month before. So anyway, that travel challenge, $35 is going to that. We're actually going to Austin to see my mom in a few months. Clothing budget, $23.05. That is just going to be put in, like my son, he has a fair amount of clothes. Me, I feel like I always need clothes. I just rewear the same, 6 or 8 things with the 2 pair of jeans that I regularly wear. So we're going to start adding a little bit more in clothing so I can pick up some new stuff for the summertime. It's currently spring right now, obviously, as you can see by the date, but summer's coming. We live in a really warm climate. We live close to the beach, which is great. And so we're going to add a few things into both of our wardrobes. And the next thing you'll see is the 30-day savings challenge. We're going to put $25 toward that. It's the $100 savings challenge, 30-day savings challenge. So it's saving $100 in 30 days, and I've already saved $55. So including that 25, it'll actually be 80. So I've got only just a few more weeks to put that together, and then we'll decide where it's going to go. I don't really know yet, but yeah, we'll decide then. So the next thing is my credit card. I do have a balance on my credit card, and I don't have anything budgeted to that. But here's the reason why. So I'll make a purchase on my credit card, and it actually goes toward my minimum payment. So then I don't have to make a payment. So anything extra left over from anything else goes to the credit card. So after we're done fully funding the emergency fund, we're actually going to shift it all to the credit card, get it paid off. I have a credit card, my car, and a student loan, which is currently in deferment. I've just the one student loan left. So that those are my only three debts. Now, don't get me wrong, I've paid off more than that since the beginning, but this is just an overview of my budget. I'll be back next week to show you how it's going and what I'm doing in the meantime. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you watching this video. I love each and every one of you. Leave me a comment down below about what brought you here. Thanks, everybody. Bye.